Howdy cargo bike people. Today we're going to be talking about the Satori Easy Up. This is a stem riser or a handlebar riser you see on a number of cargo bikes. Comes stock with this. Really handy for adjusting handlebar height to fit multiple riders. So we're going to talk about some basic operation of this thing, and namely how to adjust the preload. Now, since this type of assembly kind of negates the top cap in a regular threadless headset setup, this dial here is essentially going to end up being your preload adjustment. So we'll talk about that in a second. Your stem and your handlebars would get mounted up here, and then open up this lever is going to allow you to raise and lower the handlebar here. So pretty neat little thing. All right, so what we're going to do next is I'm going to disassemble this for you, and this will kind of demonstrate how the preload adjustment on this thing works. So I'm going to start by popping out this lower C-clip right here. I've already done this, so some of these parts are already a little pre-greased. Kind of see a little shiny part of the piece there. I like to use this light liquid grease from Dumont Tech. And so the way the preload on this stem works is with this little turnable collar here. You see the tighten, loosen script there. There are these 3 pins that run down through this section of the stem here. And as you turn this, that will push on those pins and force them out the bottom, like so, against this split ring, adding preload to your headset. So in terms of prepping this thing for lots of miles of smooth operation, you can kind of see already that I've put a little bit of this liquid grease on the threads in here. Another thing I do is I'll wind this all the way down until I can see the threads on the top part of it, grease in there too. Also a little bit of this kind of down the shafts of each of these pins here, so they slide nice and easy. Get this ring back on. There were some of these that we saw where this surface here was really like notched, like not really perfectly round at all. Warranty those if you have any of them. If your bike is like that and the preload just won't adjust, pop this ring off and check out this inner surface here. Pro tip. Pop this back on like so, and I'll demonstrate this preload adjustment one more time with the collet on here. So you see on the bottom, that's nice and flush like that. And as we turn this, it's going to push down and add preload to your headset. As for the rest of it, this hardware comes pretty well greased from the factory. This one though I like to inspect. It's usually pretty dry, so I'll add a little bit of grease there, a little bit for like under the head of the bolt, so it turns nice and easy. This is very light. They only want you to tighten this to about 3 Newton meters. Otherwise, let's also pull off this top piece so it stops moving around on me. And also like to grease this quick release. One last thing I'll do with the aid of a shop rag is I will just very lightly put some grease on the actual kind of shaft, so to speak, of the Easy Up. So actuate that a little bit. Very thin layer. kind of just like wipe most of it off, just so that's super smooth. You don't want to leave a lot, especially if you use like regular red grease. That's how I prep a Satori Easy Up.